Hail to the warriors who heed the banner's call. Good evening and welcome. Time for some more Viking conquest. I think it's going to be one more stream of trying to grind some... Oh. Is this one? One more stream of trying to grind some relation with the Jarls of Denmark, and then I think after that we're probably next stream we're gonna try and advance the plot and see if we've gotten far enough, or if what I'm trying to say is the story told me I need to advance my relation to a certain point. I don't know if I've reached that point yet, so I'm gonna spend this stream trying to improve my relations even more. Then next stream, we're gonna try saving, then advancing the plot and see, did we get enough relation or do we need to keep? Good evening, Aurelia. Hail and welcome. Let's see if Bagsec has anything for us, since we probably won't. I think I spoke to him. It's nothing. Close Twitch page. None of this entices tonight, and then I went live. Well, what can I say? I have timing. Guess I just want to find Halfdan and Sigurfrid. Those are the guys I'm trying to improve my relations with. What have we here? Hersir Helgi, Jarl Halfdan. Sigurfrid and Halfdan, especially Sigurfrid. Let's head for him. Doesn't quite. Then Halfdan? Anything for me? Alright, so none of the people I'm trying to become friends with have anything for me right now. So I think we're gonna sail out on another trading venture to give them time to generate a new mission. Yeah, that makes sense, Aurelia. I figured it was something like that. I don't know the particulars of it. I never played it. I couldn't remember the name of it when I replied to you. But you might want to look at the old 2nd edition D&D line called Birthright, because that was basically you take a normal adventuring party, go into dungeons, do dungeon stuff, but at the same time you're ruling a nation. That's not exactly what you're going for, but it might have some stuff that you find useful for that. What kind of trade goods? A lot of mead. Iron and wool tells me I should probably hit up Dorestad. I thought a Kingmaker has something to do. Oh, those might be good places to start then. Alright, so go to Ribe, sell all this junk. Do a trade assessment, see what we get, see what the options are. See what looks juicy. I tried playing the video game Pathfinder Kingmaker, but I don't know. I never really got to the Kingmaker part of it. The initial startup phase of it, it didn't really connect with me. Oh, I do want to talk to... Oh, nice. 1,000. I've done very, very, very little Pathfinder. I've made a character and then played one session in a Pathfinder campaign that never got off the ground, and I honestly think that might be all my experience with Pathfinder. Gate style of class. Yeah, I think for me it really depends on the game. I think only a few games like that pull me in. Most games like that just seem a bit, I don't know, tedious. Assessing prices, see what we got. Furs to mice, dude. I don't even. I want to see where that is. Here we go. Lagan, okay. Those the guys that hate me? I think that's the Irish kingdom where I'm not really welcome. Yeah, it is. It's actually their capital. Okay, so we're not bringing furs to Maestro. That's not gonna happen. Gonna sneak all the way in there. So what I might do is bring mead to Tunsberg again and see if I can pick up some cheap tar. Then hit Dorestad and then sail west. So nice. Yes, I really enjoyed Neverwinter Nights. It's definitely a game you're going to see at some point on the stream. Well, I mean, just because you enjoy something at the tabletop rolling dice doesn't necessarily mean you have to enjoy it in video game form. Different forms of media bring different experiences of interacting with material. Makes perfect sense to me. Already unloaded a bunch of tar, so I don't think I'll be going up to Tunsberg. Because it feels like I just did that. Furs at 300 doesn't really feel cheap. I'm gonna wait and see if furs build up more and maybe drive the prices down. That god's slightly more appealing. Never played it. Oh wait, he can't afford that. Okay, I will grab some furs just to make up the difference. And then we put it on. Either love it or absolutely hate it. Care which way I'd fall? Well, tell me a little bit about it. talking. I'll read your message once I'm done with this transfer. And in the darker spectrum, storyline-wise, characters are point by built. Combat hex grid flows pretty well. 3 to list. Very non-open world. Explore. Roads you travel between. Okay, so that sounds like similar to Tyranny, which I did play a little bit of. And actually liked well enough that I may come back to Tyranny and stream it someday. Alright, let's try to sneak into Dorestad. Black Gods is gameplay. Specific party member. That can really sour a game when there's just one character you hate. That was, apart from the ending, which was pretty bad gameplay-wise, that was my main gripe with Tales of Zestiria, is there was one specific party member I just really disliked. Not a hitch. Alright, trade with locals. Goods merchant. Jewelry. Oh my god, wine is cheap. Give me all that wine. What else is particularly cheap? I guess salt is cheap too, but who cares about salt? Alright. Bottom. Wool is to sell because I get better price elsewhere for iron than I can for wool. Dwarven warrior with them. Was being subject to magic. Coastlines respond to friendly spells often. Oh, so it just grates on you. I had somewhat similar issue actually with Dragon Age Origins. I don't remember the character's name. My brain is Swiss cheese and porridge. But there is a character in there that has, like, I think it's supposed to be a faux French accent. And for some reason, every voice line of hers just grated on me. To the point where I think I ended up not really using her, even though she was actually a really good, useful character. because I just got tired of listening to her. Alright, let's sneak back to the boats. Pirate. Is there a pirate in Dragon Age Origins? Isn't that in one of the later games? I don't even remember. I think she's like in training to become a priest or something. But a duelist style gal you meet at the capital. Oh, I think I know who you're thinking of. I didn't know she could become a party member. That's not who I think of. You meet her in like the first village after the intro. Eliana the Bard. Yeah, I think that might be her, yeah. I don't know, just her way of talking really annoyed me. Even though she's an otherwise likable character. I just hated the delivery on every one of her lines. So, certainly didn't ruin the game, but it definitely ruined her as a character for me. Oh, it's just a traitor. I thought it was someone serious coming. Well, they're going to Ribe, which means they're going to Denmark, so we're not gonna plunder them because we don't want to piss off Denmark. But maybe we ask them for a friendly contribution to the Retired Vikings Fund. Alright, there you go. But I don't know if that would bother me as much as it bothers you. It might. I do seem to vaguely remember looking at Blackguards and going, that looks interesting, I'd want to check that out sometime. I'm putting it on my wish list, so it's definitely not unbelievable. That I'll play it somewhere down the line. I think I've paid around 3 for one. Nice. Oh, it's literally just like the one same line over and over. That's kind of bad design. I mean, even the part where he doesn't like healing and he's complaining, that doesn't even factor into it. If you have a character respond with voice acting for a common occurrence, you need to have an assortment of lines for that. Can't be the same line every time. Even if he said, wow, thank you for healing me, that really helps. That would still get super annoying. So yeah, that to me just sounds like kind of bad design. For Tontan, Ale of course for Baichenyog. What will you pay me for my furs? 400. I mean, that's a small profit already. I was gonna take them up to Dunbreatan, which was where they wanted me to bring furs the last time. I think I might just unload them here and take a small profit, but still a profit, without giving anyone a chance to steal my furs. What did they give me? 378. I paid like 311. It's not. Oh, I'm already over his. See if the weaponsmith will rest. Stereotype to dislike magic, yeah, especially dwarven. But yeah, I think an issue like that would annoy me, but it wouldn't make the game unplayable for me. If it's otherwise a good, enjoyable game. First merchant, how much you have? Still pretty good wine prices. The rest of the wine. Okay. And then we sail north, I think? To deliver the furs at Dunbreatan and see what other mischief we can get into. And then from probably Kelregmanade, we're gonna sail back south. All the way around the south coast, maybe do a bit of raiding if anything looks tasty. Deliver some ale to Berchinog. And deliver mead to K-Seal. Then head back to Denmark once again and see if there are any quests available. We've been doing this for, I think, the past 4 streams. It's basically business as usual. But it's fun business. I did see that some people were ready to level up, though. Not some of my children. 2 of my characters are Brunhild. Let's level you up to intelligence. Level up wound treatment, surgery, and first aid. Igil, you're more of a fighter. Let's level up for maintenance and I don't know. More trainer? Yeah, more trainer is always good. Using an axe. I'll give some... Done. It's dusk, so we're gonna spend the night here. Let's just wait out. Oh, wait out the night, and then set sail. Once we set sail, save. Let's see here. As for the tabletop, we're considering 2d6 based. Okay, so basically have the units be simplified compared to character. I can see that. I can certainly see that. I would consider, and this is going to be more work, but I would consider having things have a full character sheet and then a way to shrink that down for when on the battlefield. And the reason for this is, yes, you only need basic templates for your unit of 10 spearmen. But what about if during the adventuring section of the game, the party encounter maybe 2 spearmen? Maybe they need to convince them of something. Maybe they need to fight them. I would suggest having an RPG system and then a way to mode change or paradigm change that into a simplified version for doing the wargaming stuff. That's probably how I would approach it. But that is more work. Gone. Sail from port. Let's see. Alright. I said north. We go north. Frankish raiders. I could have raided those. Drank some wine, drank some mead. Oh, that's expensive. I was hoping they would drink some ale. Traveler. Section anyway. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Most things you can have on the battlefield, you're gonna want to be able to interact with them in the adventuring part of the game anyway, and vice versa. Sure, they might meet a manticore adventuring, but one might show up on the battlefield as well. Beast Tamer tames 3 hippogriffs. Exactly the point I was just making. We made the same point at the same time. Great minds think alike? Yeah, and apparently we do too. Kitchen doing shit. Oh, yeah. So many times after playing, stopping around 9 or 10, I didn't get home till like 4 in the morning. Lycan have an alliance? Well, Lycan don't like me, so that might be a little dangerous for me. Where's Connachta? These guys. So I don't know if that might mean they like me less now because they're in an alliance. Let's have a look. Connachta. They're indifferent to me still. Okay. Fine. They were a good time. I'll be real with you though, I don't miss the drives home after those talks. That was quite reckless. At one point I even fell asleep while driving. Oh, you're talking about then. Oh, my bad. I thought you meant when I would drive up from Horsens for the Monday night D&D game. I thought that's what you were talking about. Yeah, I fell asleep, swerved into the oncoming lane. Luckily, there was no one else, no oncoming traffic, and I woke up after a split second. I think feeling the car change direction woke me up. So nothing happened, but certainly was scary. Bit of an eye-opener. Right, on. We hear masterless men fighting Herman Egbert of Northumbria. Ah, there are so few masterless men. If this was like an even fight, I would pop in to help him, but I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of saving him from 4 dudes. My soldiers drank more wine, god damn it. This is why we have all this ale. Drink the ale instead. Fucking bottomless pits. Let's see what the trade is good in Bebenborough. Bebenborough. Certain value, just... They definitely don't drink from the most valuable, because I've seen them not do that. I've seen them drink ale when I have wine. So I think they just pick randomly among what you have. And I think the amount of units they drink, whether they drink 1 or 2 or maybe more units, I think that has to do with how many men you have. Soapstone for K-Seal? Sure, I'll take some soapstone. Going to K-Seal anyway. Need. Buy it at 220. Start buying wool for my next Doristad. Stop. For wine. Decent price for wine. Leave it at that. Gonna pass on. It's only noon. A bit more time up the coast. Honestly, I think if I were trying to do what you're trying to do with the system, I would approach it differently entirely. I think I would pick an RPG I like, say some edition of D&D or maybe Anima that you've spoken very fondly of, and I would keep that for the adventuring part of the game, and then I would, based on that, create a Battlefield simplification version of it for the wargaming part. I know that's not what you're trying to do, but I think that's what I would do. Just because I think I'd like to use an already existing system instead of coming up with one completely from scratch. Do you have access to the Iron Kingdoms RPG? Because the Iron Kingdoms RPG really just is the Warmer Horde system expanded slightly into a RPG. Isn't it D20? No. No, it's the exact same system as Warmer Hordes. The old Iron Kingdoms is, but there's a newer one. You're right that the old one is, they did one for D&D 3rd edition. That was basically like a D20 add-on, but they've released, and I think it's just called Iron Kingdoms. RPG, which is just the Warma Horde system adapted for role-playing. And it's so much the Warma Horde system adapted for role-playing that you could just take your characters from it and plonk down in the tabletop game, in the skirmish game, but then they would probably be a bit overpowered. But if you could live with that, if you could live with it being Hero Hammer, which it being an RPG campaign, I'm guessing you probably could, yeah. That might actually already do exactly what you want, just out of the box. Hail and welcome, Telkree! Hail and welcome, my friend. See, now they drank some ale. I still have several units of wine, I have lots of meat, but now they drank ale. I think it's just randomized. There might be a weighting to the randomization, though? I don't know. Interchange. I'm starting to think that the Iron Kingdom system might just do exactly what you want. And I mean, if you're not really particular about wanting it to be in a particular setting, Iron Kingdoms is a pretty good setting. Certainly a setting where a wandering group of mercenary PCs marshalling their forces and hiring themselves out could be like very easily plotted in. Look. So Telkree, how goes the painting? Tumton. Where is Tumton? It's popping up. Put it to regular steampunk. Yeah, sure. Need for K-Seal. Ooh. Oh, that's because they have very cheap mead. Some honey. Worst case scenario, my men can eat it, and it's pretty cheap. All this mead for under 200. I only have to pay pennies. Let's see where this Taunton plays. Belongs to... okay, it's Mears. Taunton, oh... it's a bit of a hike, though. But sure. On my way back south, I can sail up here, get off around here, hike in and deliver some honey to Tumton for a profit. And that. Port. It also, having it in Steampunk or Iron Kingdoms and having the system you have, it also means you already have guns integrated. I know a lot of people really, really want guns in their fantasy. I feel like that might be the most popular optional thing people add to D&D is guns. Every group has at least one guy who wants to play the gunslinger. Locals. Start with the assessment. But then on the other hand, you could easily just strip them out if you don't want them. Generally speaking, as long as we're not talking like core mechanics, I feel like it's generally, I don't know if easier, but less work to restrict something out of a system than to add something into the system. How you feel about steampunk in the first place? No, I actually don't. Or if I do, I don't remember. I mean, that's not to say you've never told me, that's just to say my brain is made of Swiss cheese and porridge. Steampunk is probably your favorite genre? Well then, I guess even more argument in favor of the Iron Kingdom system. Push forward steadily, getting into airbrush. I'm lazy about doing vehicles. Yeah, I also feel like it can be hard to get like a steady flat layer without any brush strokes on a large flat surface. I definitely understand if you're tempted to I'm not even tempted, it's not like it's some kind of bad temptation. I can definitely understand if you might want to use an airbrush. What do they pay for mead here? It's not a lot of profit. Well, it did pay sub 100. No, sub 200. I think I'll unload some of my mead. Not going below 300 though. That. Don't really have anything at good prices, so that's gonna be it. Yeah. But I really think it's very much up the alley of what you want to do, to the point where maybe if it doesn't do exactly what you want, maybe you want to hack that system rather than use it as an inspiration for your own thing. Edinburgh. I want to walk because I want to go to Dun Breatan. So I'm here. Let's see if I have any good trading. Oh, by the way, a few streams ago, I showed off that I had gotten a new unit. The Eradicators, the ones that I talked about synergize very, very well with the chapter I'm playing. I sat down last night and I assembled them. They look brilliant. I look forward to painting them. They're not up just yet. I have other stuff. They look great. Yes. Yes, I remember being fond of that as well. I think my one issue I had with Iron Kingdom system once I was planning to run it was just how powerful players get. Because even just starting characters, they just rip through anything. Some iron topping up. Nah, that's not a great iron price. Again, sub 200 mead. 1,500, I'm happy with that. Edinburgh. Meet any bandits along the way. Scale there somewhere. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe I only ran one session of it, so take everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt. But maybe I was just a bit too kid-glovey in the encounters I set up. But the encounters I put them up against, they just completely bent over and gave a spanking. Off it here. That much mead. Oh. Can't afford that much. Maybe. So. What time of day do we got? Early morning. Perfect time to set sail. Yeah. And I think maybe that was what threw me off. I was expecting player characters to be like on the level of a solo from the war game, but they are more on the level of a warcaster or a warlock. I think they're called in hordes. Sir. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like games that are really, really strongly set up on action economy. Just because I like my 4 characters to fight off 15 goblins. I enjoy that. I think that is a cool part of RPGs and fantasy. And I like throwing lots of comparatively weak enemies against a strong party. Although, with my current party, in the offline game, the one you're not in, Aurelia, it does tend to be, oh, there's a group of 10 enemies up ahead. Fireball. Okay, their leader is still alive. Let's go fight him. That is a thing that's been happening recently. Carve through a large swath of enemies. Exactly. Just here. I don't think they have anything more exciting to tell me, but just in case. Wool. Honey is still gonna be a profit. Let's see. Honey. Get the iron, it's sub 400. It's 1900 for me to pay. Have anything to trade for? I suppose. No, that's for. No, I'm fine with it. I mean, it's basically, I feel like the party is kind of in that middle ground where if I put them up against a whole bunch of things that are tough enough to survive a fireball, and they then don't drop that preemptive fireball, I feel like that risks being a party wipe. So I feel like it's kind of walking a razor's edge, balance-wise. Spells in non-4th edition are such huge, swingy game changers that really need to take into consideration both one way or the other, that the party may or may not use them. These can be kind of ouchies, yeah. Honestly, I think the next D&D campaign I run, I'm just gonna run another 4th edition campaign. I liked 3.5, I had a lot of fun with 3.5. I like 5th edition. I think 5th edition is one of the most accessible editions of D&D. It's definitely the edition I would choose if I was trying to bring someone completely new into the hobby. But me, as the autistic chimpanzee I am, I like the crunch, I like the tactics, I like the details. I think 4th edition is still my favorite edition of D&D. Does multiplayer real shit? When you're saying multiplayer, what do you mean? Oh, multi-class. I think... I honestly, I disagree. I think it covers the two main forms of multi-classing fine. There's the one where you just dip into a class for a bit of that class, and you're still the main class. And that's the sort of weak, toothless multi-classing D&D 4th edition came with in the box. But that's just for dipping. And if you want to be like, I am these two classes, then you have hybrid for that. So I think it does fine. I think the only thing it doesn't do fine for is when you do the, okay, I'm going to take 3 levels of this, then 2 levels of this, then 2 levels of this, then 3 levels of this, then 4 levels of this, and then back to take 1 level of this. And I hate that multi-classing because that to me is, I don't mind a bit of power gaming, but that to me has always felt like excessive power gaming. So no, I have to say I disagree. I think 4th edition, once you're familiar with it, I think it does multi-classing just fine. It's not its strongest point, definitely, but I think it's certainly serviceable. Just to fulfill prestige requirements. Yeah. That's on the side of the water. Is that on the right side of the water? Oh, that's on the right side of the water. I need something on the left side of the water. This is ridiculous. Give me something. Oh, that's good. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna sail down closer to the bridge and then I'm gonna cross the fucking bridge. Give me a landing point here. Okay, I guess I'll do it this way. One of the least fun aspects of 3rd edition. I love prestige classes in 3rd edition. In theory, I love the idea of them. I love what they're meant to represent. I don't think they're always executed in the best way, but I love the idea of them. But I really feel like, again, I feel like 4th edition covers that because everybody gets a prestige class at level 11, and then you get a super prestige class at level 21. Like, I feel like 4th edition does that too, and kind of does it better. And by better, I mean better for what I want, for what I like. The one thing is, I feel like it, because 4th edition is built the way it is, it does need a lot of Paragon paths, and it needs a lot of Epic Destinies, and some of them do feel a little like, okay, this one was really developed and there was a strong concept to it, and this one was thrown in because there needed to be another, or there needed to be one for this particular archetype. Not every Paragon Path or Epic Destiny in 4th edition is equal. God damn it, I'm not welcome in Mears? I didn't even know. Alright. Where my troops try to sneak in. I just realized I haven't saved in a long time. So I come out of this screen. Save. See. Alright, Tumton, I'm really just here to sell some honey. 41 honey, that's good. Couple of stacks for my to eat. This was not worth the trip. This was... Okay, Tumton got its honey, but no. I'll not be doing a Tumton honey run again anytime soon. For nails make every class feel like it had an identity? Yes. Yes, I hate that the non-magical support character that is the Warlord is not a general D&D thing. Every edition that doesn't have a Warlord equivalent is lesser for it. And then here is something I will say. I know sneak attack is a staple, and that's probably why they did it the way they did it. My personal opinion, the Ranger should have been the Martial Striker, as he is, or as it is, they are, pronouns. But the Rogue should have been the Martial Controller, working off traps, powders, alchemical, misdirection, intimidation, bluff, and probably just based around a mechanic of do what I want or take oodles of damage. I feel like that was a bit of a misplay. Ooh, strange ruins. Let's go visit these strange ruins. Ooh, look at this. No, that was a primal controller, the Archer controller. That was a primal that used like primal nature magic through their arrows. It was like the Druid crossed with the Ranger as a controller. It was really weird. And as you said, it kind of felt bland. It's like, oh, what if Hawkeye was in D&D? It's like, it has one gimmick. It has trick arrows. Whoa! Whoa! I am not welcome here, it seems. Shit. Run, 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 run. To grab a shield. My shield again. Other. Jesus Christ, how many bandits are here? Folks interested sneak as fuck gadgets. Badass caltrops linger. Yeah, exactly. I really feel like they dropped the ball on the rogue. I feel like mostly every problem I have with 4th edition stems from the first few books. I feel like 4th edition was a good idea, but when they started making 4th edition, they weren't good at making 4th edition. I feel like they learned a lot during the lifetime of 4th edition. Even just going from Player's Handbook 1 to Player's Handbook 2. Such a huge improvement in my opinion. Also, some of the like really almost like blunders they did, like classes with 2 main ability scores, 2 primary ability scores, stuff like that. That was only in the first line of books. Oh jeez. Way more. This is like a fucking D&D dungeon. Oh, what? Ah! Out of here. Oh god, I'm at half health. There's just an endless stream of assholes after me. I'm gonna retreat. I really feel like instead of Essentials, a lot of people liked Essentials. I think the main reason I didn't is the way it... I feel like if Essentials had been balanced to be in line with the rest of 4th edition, I would really have liked Essentials. But everything Essentials was just better. If you had a thing from 4th edition, and then you had a similar thing from Essentials, the Essentials thing was just flat out better. It made everything baseline 4th edition redundant, and I didn't like that. But if instead of essentials, if instead of doing that, they had done a 4.5, where they basically rebooted 4th edition, remade everything they had already made, but with the knowledge they had gained throughout the lifetime of 4th edition, I think we would have had gold. I think we would have had something really special. Man, I sometimes wish I put in the work to make my own system. 4th edition inspired me to make my own system, although it was kind of complicated. It basically did away with the leader role. So you only had controllers, strikers, and defenders. And the reason it does that is because basically everyone had a role, a class, which was their combat class, which was, you know, you were a fighter, or you were a rogue, or you were a wizard. And then everyone had another separate class picked from a different group that was, okay, this is how your character supports the party. Every character is a support character in different ways. And then I went a little overboard with it. Then there was, okay, so now we have combat and support. You also gain another class from another group that is, this is what your character strongly contributes during exploration, adventuring, that kind of thing. Are you a tracker? Are you a researcher? And then finally, every character is also a social character because every character would have a class for, well, this is how your character is good in social situations. And I think it would have been a really good system if someone would have sat down and put in the work it would take to make all of those goddamn classes. But I really like the idea of every character is the social character, just in different ways. Every character is the support character, just in different ways. Every character has something to contribute out of combat in like adventuring situations, just in different ways. I never got it completed. I never got very far with it actually, but I think it was a goddamn good idea. Full for Dorstad. Probably start picking up some ale for Bracheniog since we're going that way. How much ale do we have? Yeah, we don't have much ale. It's pretty cheap ale. We'll buy everything sub 200. That's everything. Okay, cool. Really cheap wool too. Well, they pay for iron. They'll pay decent for iron. I'll save it for Dorstad. Going archetype skill groups. Heroes aren't married to each other. Sure. Wait for dawn. My morale at? It's only at above average? That's not very good. Alright. If I remember to, I'm going to throw my men a feast once we get to Cardiff. Hello, Kandwaraham South. Are you a rich village? A raiding we will go. A raiding we will go. You know what? I'm gonna save here. And I am going to take a quick break just to use the bathroom. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Alright, I am back. So what are you thinking, Aurelia, with archetypes and skill groups? How are you thinking of setting it up? Hello, I'm here to loot and burn. No fight? That? What else? Furs, tar, hides. Salt as well, this is all profit. Salt from butter, bread. This is gonna be dawn by the time I make it to my ships, because that would be goddamn perfect. Ah, not quite. Goodbye. Inventory look like it's pretty... No, I have plenty of space. Are there any other juicy villages along the coastline? Rofeham. And certain bonuses appropriate to the archetype. Bard leveling part. Groups. Cheese. Okay, so ability groups would be kind of like very simple skill trees. So what would be an example of that? Like, I want to make farm boy got his village burned down, took up a sword, went adventuring to avenge his family, and ultimately to find his fortune. What would that look like in what you're proposing? Like, now I'm going with like the most standard generic character. Basic bitch offense fighter. Just a strong, good-hearted farm boy with a sword. Who is a quick study. Weapons means well. Hello, wheat and ham. Oh, wait. Go in. Save. Something horribly, horribly wrong. Ooh, silver! Honey! Some more butter and bread as well. As well. What about Dormora? Also, I think instead of grabbing this, I'm gonna grab this. The reason being that's a little no. I mean, that is closer to Hamtoon. What? It's a little greedy, but I'm gonna try for both. Guardian archetype can defend health. Armor use ability. Okay. Okay, I can kind of see where you're going with that. Sounds interesting. So how many of these skill groups, ability groups, and archetypes do you see there being? Six. That's not a huge amount. That sounds pretty manageable. What is Will? Already been to it. It's gonna happen. To Don Waraham. Guardian, Striker, Controller, Porter. Okay. So that's kind of almost based on like the roles, if you will, to use a 4th edition term. Oh no, I lost one of my spearmen. Farmer's actually killed something. Doesn't initially, let's see. Kill the women and children! Burn their homes! Kill until there's no blood left to spill. So would it be like an ability pyramid? Like, oh, you have to pick one of these 3 level 1s to get access to one of these 3 level 2s to get access to the 1 level 3. Yeah, but not specific. It's like any level 1 unlocks level 2, any level 2 unlocks tier 3. Fine, take the soaps. Fire for that. Full are always good. Honey. No way. Bye, asshole. Clergy, we're gonna alone. And levels. 4 unlocks at 4, 3 at 7. So how does this work? I get XP when I have enough XP, my archetype levels up. When do I get abilities? Do I get like 1 per level or something? I'm just gonna eat the -1 morale for sailing at night this one day. Quite a bit under capacity. I'm 98 out of 135. I think I'm gonna see if Busvany has any volunteers. Oh, I lost 8 silver. 7. Probably. I mean, that of course depends on how complex the abilities are. It sounds manageable. I have come to trade, but first, who wants to join my army? One guy. I could hire some soldiers. Tanian skirt. Citrate. Speaking of spells, how would magic integrate into the system? Would it be similar to D&D that you have like dedicated magic users? Would magic be common? Magic would just be ability trees? So if you're a completely dedicated magic user, the only thing you go for is magic, you end up knowing a total of 8 spells ever? Assess first. Because I could certainly see that working, but it's a far cry from D&D and the wide variety of spells there. Cheap need. Oh, not that cheap. Cheap-ish. It's for pay over 4. Okay, but how would you, like, what fire magic do I need to know to be able to light a fire? Where does that come in? I think that's something you need to take into account as well. Just gonna spin chips. Well, I like that. I like the idea that abilities give the main ability, but also give, like, sort of lesser things. I'd honestly like to see that on maybe not every ability, but like, here are some minor things you get for having a tier 1 ability in this group. Here are some minor things you get for having a tier 2 ability in this group. Here are some minor things you get for having the tier 3 ability in this group. But I feel like, yeah, it's obvious, fire magic, you can light a torch, sure, whatever. I feel like this should be a thing for every ability group. So like, there should also be something for someone specializing in blades, or specializing in armor, or specializing in tracking. I like it, but I think you have some work ahead of you, some front end work, before you have kind of enough material to make it playable. Chips first. Repairs. Need a lot of repair. Approach 1 Britain. I agree that should definitely be part of it. I feel like there should be more, just to make it a bit more fun to take. Otherwise, armor proficiency will be the boring choice. Go to the meat hall to spend some money on making my troops happy, on upping morale. Are you a ransom broker? You're just another. Definitely for a later thing. Fair enough. Or Frank Horseman. I'm looking for troops. 14 Frank Horsemen. I will take them. Just getting the basic groups and archetypes sorted. Fair enough. And my men, a barrel of your best ale. 10 morale, there we go. Now for the trading. Ale's pretty cheap, I'll get some more ale. Blood Racheniag ale. Done enough raiding now. Some ale over to Brachenia. Weapons and armor skills. So a thought to me could be that these are tangential things. They are not immediately related. It's like Sure, maybe, you know, maybe if you're skilled with blades, you might know some blacksmithing, or maybe you might just be in better shape and have better endurance or something like that. I don't think it specifically has to be, oh, you're good with blades, you can do this thing with blades. Battle. I think he might like that. Yeah, you're used to walking around in armor, you have better stamina than someone who's not proficient in armor. Stuff like that. Hell, maybe just have one armor proficiency ability and have it be like light armor, heavy armor, super heavy armor. Or you could divide it into light and heavy. I could see both working. Alright, run into them at this hilltop. I'll order my men to hold. Engagement. Alright, hold this position. Oh, right in the throat. Can have merit. I actually think I like light armor and heavy armor being separate, because then that way being really good at light armor doesn't take you to heavy armor. You can be just really good at using light armor for like your scout, your ranger, your rogue type. So giving it some thought, I definitely like that approach better. You don't have to go through chain shirt to get to plate mail. That too. Yeah, exactly. I think we've hashed it out to the point where we know which of those two ideas is the better one. Oh shit, more coming. Alright, these guys are charging in. Order my guys to charge as well. Ability, avoidance. Yeah. So light armor is maybe about not getting hit, and heavy armor is about reducing damage. And then for the magic users, there is basically a mage armor slash ward slash abjuration ability group that lets them do kind of a mix of both by using magic. How about that? from his energy shield. Oh yeah, so at this point you basically have PoE's 3 defense types. You have heavy armor that makes you harder to damage, light armor that makes you harder to hit, and then warding that maybe does something akin to energy shield, works through some kind of temporary hit points. One of my warrior archers got killed. Sad, but I'll live. I mean, Path of Exile is a good game. Nothing wrong with stealing from a good game. Don't want to shoot any of these. Ooh. 2 spearmen. These 2 spearmen. Don't want a troop. He looks pretty good. Well, veteran slave hunter. I'll take you prisoner. Slave. He looks kind of... You know what? I'll take them all. I share the loot. It is common because I choicest one. I got +4 relations with the Kingdom of Brecheniag, +1 relation with the guy I just helped in battle. It's kind of what I was hoping for. Join? Yes. Iron for Dorstad. Mead for K-Seal. Honey for Innis Mon. Depending on where Innis Mon is, that might... Counter proposal, there's no such thing as recast. Having the ability just lets you convert mana points to temporary hit points. Within a certain limit, at a certain exchange rate, so and so on. We are looking for a location. We're looking for... Where are you? Kingdom of Gwynedd. Oh, that's up there. Yeah. You could definitely sail up to Innis Mon and deliver some honey. Honey by their iron. Sell these. Some furs. Kinda running out of space here. Get a bit of mead. That's all I have space for. Oh, that is an excellent price for wine. Go. Good trade. Go back to Cardiff so we can sail up to Innis Mon. Deliver. Don't want to go. deliver some honey. Then finally, in here, walk up to Case-Seal, deliver soapstone and mead. Did I just go to Bracheniog and forget to sell any of all the ale I've been bringing here? Wow. Very smart play, Anderson. That's why you get the big streamer bucks. Not even paying that well for it anymore. Is any of this silver? It's a bad price for silver, though. Just keep the rest of my ale in hopes that that'll make my men drink that and not my mead. So what are you thinking for base resolution? 2d6 plus a modifier? Versus target numbers? Something like that? Nice and simple. Sail. The afternoon. Get that far, but we'll get a little bit of the way. Can make it point. Perfect. Relevant stat or see. Here. Oh, I forgot to check for a ransom broker. Not if I'll check that in his one. Not there. In Case-Seal. Save. So what are my stats? How do I improve my stats? How does my archetype affect my stats? See, some broker. Guy in the blue shirt might be ransom. Haha! Thank you. I had some repairs I needed to do. Go. Thing looks good. Oh, really? Nothing looks good. Except the honey. I forgot, that's actually what I'm here to deliver. Let's deliver some honey. He has a lot of money. doesn't it? Oh, I didn't. Stacks of honey left for. Right. Self-employed. Time of day. It's the late afternoon. Nah, we're gonna stay here. Spend the night here. Head out in the morning. Everyone gets one attribute improvement point put into its attributes. Secondary benefits. So are you just thinking the standard 6 D&D attributes? Strength, dexterity, so on and so forth? Sounds like you already have quite a bit of the work done in your head, at least. System. Go. On it. Kinda want to raid Alcanning North, but I don't think I can. I can't fight off its lord. Perception, personality, and focus. So how does perception, personality, and focus fit into power, finesse, toughness? You know what? Save here. And I'm gonna be cheeky. Try to raid. A night raid. He's gonna come out and try to fight me off, and then I'm gonna take the fight and see if I can win. I was not expecting to get away with that. Perception, reality. Okay. So, eat. Run! Yeah, yeah, so let's head on up to K-Seal. Of course it's a work in progress. I'm not looking at a published book in front of me. Petitions! 2 teams with 2 fighters each. Wow. Fucking decimated. Oh, I sucked at that. I really think spears are pretty bad weapons for one-on-one or one-on-two fighting. I think I would have done better if I had a sword or even an axe. But oh well, it was 100 pennies, who cares? Nothing looks good. It's good. I paid $2.20 for soapstone, and then I stole some soapstone. Making a little bit of profit on the soapstone. Nothing crazy though. The real big profit should be on the meat. Okay, that is really good meat pricing. Sell off some of my mead. In fact, I think I'm just gonna drop all my meat here if I can. Mead prices like these happen very often. Salt, look salt, look for. Concept stuff early on, really, yeah. Okay, I have an interesting idea, Aurelia, but it kind of breaks with the normal paradigm of attributes. Instead of it being based on you have the abilities for physical, mental, and possibly social, that's like, I don't know, foundation based. That's based on what they are. How about having them purpose based instead? Maybe letting characters define them themselves and having a set of ability scores for combat, adventuring, and social. And then, you know, a wizard's combat attributes wouldn't be the same as a fighter's combat attributes, but ultimately they would both have one attribute representing their forcefulness or power, one representing their finesse, and one representing their toughness or resistance. I know it's a big departure from what we were already talking about. It's just something that occurred to me that we could approach it that way as well. I say we like I'm a part of it. I'm just shitting out ideas. I think it's back to Dorestad and then back to Denmark now. So it's like a wizard does a lot of damage in combat because he has a high willpower. A fighter does a lot of damage in combat because he has a lot of strength. And an assassin does a lot of damage in combat because he has a high precision. Those are all three their combat power stat, but they are tweaked, they are flavored, they are skinned to fit the idea of the character. And that of course changes what you can do with them in other situations, because, you know, one is going to be better for rolling a stone out of the way, and so on. I don't know. Play with the idea. Yeah, I think we're just heading home. You know what? I feel like doing something different. I feel like doing something different. I think just for the fuck of it, I'm gonna sail north, hit like Rathkilter, Ailech, Dunbreaton, all the way around here, stop in at Kell and Edinburgh, ideally pick up some mead because I know they like that in Tunsberg, then sail across, hit Tunsberg, and then go that way down to Denmark. Although that doesn't take me past Dorestad. Yeah, we're gonna do it anyway, just for the sake of doing something different. Yeah, exactly. Hell, maybe it even goes so far as maybe then you only need one set of ability scores, and you just extrapolate it out to all of it. I don't know. Nah, probably not. I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of ways you could go from here with it. And I'm not sure what works the best. Only one set, but then 4 or 5. Yeah, I could see that. That could work as well. And just say, oh, every character has 5 ability scores. They get to decide what those are for themselves. But one affects this, one affects this, one affects this, one affects this, and one affects this. Yeah, you could definitely do that. What's my morale like? Very high. Chatty. Yeah. Every character is intelligent. The stat determines what kind of intelligence it is. I like that. I mean, that's really what you could just call it. You have your power, your finesse, your toughness, your intelligence, and your personality. I think that's much better than the classic D&D 6. Ambush. Spend the night anyway. Might as well spend it chasing thieves! Come here, thieves. Fuck you in the face.
You better not be a man.
Find somewhere they are. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Skirmishers back up a little. Skirmishers are in position because spearmen are going to come up and join them. Yeah. Everybody fire at will. Approach my battle lines if you dare. Man, having archers sure is advantageous. Spread out and demoralized. Cavalry charge, infantry charge. Archers charge. I mean, wouldn't skills be kind of covered partially by archetypes and partially by secondary bonuses from ability groups? Maybe that's what the secondary bonuses from the ability groups are. Skill points. I will capture 8. Share the loot. That's crap. Alright, let's get back near my ships. Ready to sail at dawn to Rathkelter. But then, how about we follow that and say there are no predefined skills? Let people define their own skills as well. It feels very Fate. Well, you got me. Fate is one of my favorite systems. Pulp games in it. I don't think I've ever really done that genre. I don't think I've done anything I would describe as particularly pulpy, either running or playing. Very suitable for the field. Yeah. I mean, if you want to do Fate and you want to do pulp, I would say definitely look specifically at the game that introduced me to Fate, which is Spirit of the Century, which is like literally Fate specifically adapted for like turn of the century pulp adventure. Basically, the way I got into Fate is I came upon Spirit of the Century, was like, this is a really cool system. I'm not really into the whole pulp adventure thing, so I took Fate that had been hacked into Spirit of the Century and basically hacked it back into something generic. And that's what I was using back when we did, say, that pirate game. No, that was me hacking Spirit of the Century to work like more like generic Fate. That's what that was. And foremost, I had some repairs to do. So, is that it? Alright, any good trading to do? welcome at Kent Warabur, I'm not welcome at Kilkennig, and none of them are in the direction I'm getting here. Dorstad. We have no cheese left? We have no cheese left. I'll get some cheese. We'll have plenty of sausage, right? Vegetables. And some mead. This is pretty cheap mead, and I know I'll be wanting mead for Tunsberg. Silverport? Still only morning. Not gonna be able to hit Eilech, but... How do I sail this? Do I sail Dún Breatan then Eilech, or Eilech then Dún Breatan? Yeah, I feel like my input has kind of mutated your idea into something that's not quite the idea you originally had, but that's what input and ideas do. I think I'll go Eilech first. Feels right to me. What do you mean when you say hatching? Go. Right, let's visit the port of Eilech. Eilich? I'm thinking Eilech. That's how I read that in my awful wannabe attempt at Irish. Term used for trans people reaching. Oh, okay. I'm not really up on the whole trans term, vernacular terms. Familiar with it. But yeah, that makes sense. That would be, I mean, by its very definition, a pretty transformative experience. So, of course it would. Make some changes in your way of thinking. It would be weird if it didn't. Not really cheap mead, but that's still gonna get me like 100 profit from Tunsberg, so I'm gonna get it. I'll have plenty of ale. Money is expensive. The tools are kind of cheap, but I have no idea where to sell them. I think Kent Warabur, but I don't want to put it in there. That's about it. Not all I'm willing to sell. Fair thinking needed. Change a bit, accept something. Okay. It's still morning, but I still want to. So would you say that you were kind of in denial before you were quote-unquote hatching? Stop drinking my mead, you bastards. Probably shouldn't have sold my fur, because I usually get good price for fur at Dune Breatan. Probably should have saved it for here. Oh well. Wow, it is empty here. Does any of my ships need repairs again? It's in good deals going around. Dorestad, meat Kenny. I'll be selling meat Hunsberg instead. Nothing else really. Out at me. I can make a profit. Iron. Watch me. It's pretty cheap. It's under 2. Okay. Get the wool at those prices. What are we doing for bread? Still have plenty of bread. Cheese? Still have plenty of cheese. Well, don't really know what to say. Not really a lane. Do this small straight, and what to say, I couldn't see any reason why we shouldn't. Yeah, and here's where I might get a little controversial vis-a-vis your trans position and vis-a-vis the whole ideology. For you, clinging to playing female characters was, how do you call it, a clue or a symptom of, or an expression of you being who you are, of you being trans. But I would put forward that there could just as easily be another person that clings just as much to playing female characters, but that person is in fact not trans and just does it because, hey, they like playing females. It's incredibly individual, it's incredibly idiosyncratic. X doesn't mean the same thing for different people. So it's not really even like there's like a list of, oh, here are the tells, or, you know, here are 7 signs. It's not that simple. Especially not when dealing with something as complex as identity. I mean, I had certainly noticed that you basically always played female characters, but I didn't really think anything of it except, okay, you like, you know, exploring that, you like playing with that. I didn't see it as any more significant than someone who plays a female character in, say, an MMO. It was very significant for you, but I didn't see it as such. Now, there was that period specifically where I think 3 or 4 games in a row, you insisted on playing not even the same character, but different half-elven female sorceresses. And I did find that funny. I did find that quite funny. I soft locked here? As I got off my boats? Oh no. Great on me. Yeah, they do that so much better in 5. Oh, here we go. We escaped! I mean, 5e... The 5e wizard basically gets... I'd say he almost gets just the best parts of the 3rd edition wizard and the 3rd edition sorcerer. And then cantrips on top. Probably save. Something happens and fuck myself. Almost happened. Alright. What is this called again? Not doing Briaton, that's over there. You can read this. Kill Rigmanade. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Kill Rigmanade in Edinburgh, Tunsborough. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, both Sorcerer and Wizard were pretty bland in 3rd edition. I really feel... Especially the sorcerer I see today, generally the 5e classes, I see a lot of Pathfinder in them. I feel like they definitely took some good lessons from what Pathfinder were doing with classes, with having archetypes, with everything having like you call them side mechanics instead of just their main thing. That being based around, oh, are you this kind of fighter? Are you this kind of fighter? Are you this kind of sorcerer? And basically having every class broken down into subclasses. I feel like that was a really good way to go. Yeah, not just Pathfinder. I can see lessons taken from 4th edition in 5e. I really feel like they started at 3.5, and then they took some of what they learned from 4th edition, although not enough if you ask me, but that's a matter of taste, and some of what they could see other systems doing, especially Pathfinder, and they tried to craft that into an edition of D&D that felt classic, but still was very progressive mechanically and very accessible. I've said this before, but I definitely think 5e is the most accessible for someone who's completely new to role-playing games. In frustration. Classes you lost from 4th edition? Yeah, I miss some of them. It's just gonna be. Let's see if this guy in the red shirt might. No, that's a book merchant. What do you have for sale? Requires 9 intelligence to read. 8 intelligence. Smart. 7 intelligence. 10 in Yeah, but that's the way it always was previously. Hell, I mean, with some of their subclasses and whatever they call them, there might be, but like basic 2nd edition, there were no sorcerers. Yeah, I think it was called Magic User or Mage, but that was basically a wizard. All latest there be a ransom broke. You're just a townswoman as well? Yeah. Any good deals? Preferably heading towards Denmark. It's all garbage. I don't have anything I want to sell here. Well, this is rare. I'm in a town and I don't actually want to do any trading. It doesn't happen often. Alright, wait for dawn, then sail to Norway. coast by dusk. Not gonna make it. Tunsberg. Oh. Spend that. We hit Tunsberg. I feel like I'm doing the same things over and over, but I feel like it's in a soothing way where it's kind of relaxing, almost massaging that autistic part of my brain. It's like I'm doing the same thing, but I'm making progress, I'm getting richer, I'm getting stronger. I am really enjoying this game more than I was expecting. There's 224, that's a pittance. Spearman. I think I'm good. Myself a few to go. It's itching, yeah. Yeah, healing burns often itch. Come in. Probably have tar dumping prices to look out. Tar, furs, and iron. It's a good price for fur. It's for soapstone. It's for iron. Ridiculous price for tar. And I unload some of my mead to cover it. Yes, and the prices for mead here once again. Means I make a small profit, but that's fine because on top of the actual profit I made, I am coming out of it with a lot of valuable trade goods in my hold. What else shall we do? That's it. I think we're gonna wait for dawn again. Pretty early right now, it's noon. Then we're gonna sail to Ribe, do some trading. Then, because we have so much wool and so much iron, we're gonna sail down and pay a visit to Dorstad. Where's the Sea King? The other times I've been at Tunsberg, there's been like a Sea King. A couple of boats patrolling. As for your situation, one thing that might not remove the itching but might ease it a little bit is if I were you, I would moisturize not just the burn but the entire back of your hand. I'm not gonna make it to Ribe by nightfall. Let's do that. I moisturize every time I get out of the shower. I have like a routine because every time I shower, I shave my head.
I dare you, limb from limb.
So when I get out of the shower, I moisturize my head, and then since I already have the lotion out, I moisturize pretty much my entire body. I deodorize, of course, and I, what's the last thing I do? Oh yeah, I oil my beard. That's just like my standard post-shower routine. Right. Everyone to move forward. Archers. Up. This is a good shot. Alright. On, formations are set. Oh! So sorry! That came out a lot lower. Than I was expecting. Damn it, spearman. Stand your ground. No rounds of laser. How expensive is it? I think this is pretty much done. I think this was pretty much decided before it started, to be honest. We'll use official. Wait, so the more expensive method is also less reliable and less safe? Skinned. Now, why might that be? It's kind of tough. Oh, the king's even here. I could definitely do that. Lot of Shellan Skåne. Yeah, but they're not in the game. Light, dark hair, skin. That makes sense. So what's the other method that you'll be using instead? Hello, King? Any tasks for me? Reavers. Hell yeah. Always up for destroying a bandit lair. Hell. Diode. Same heating. So without really knowing anything about it, it sounds like one method is like the first laser hair removal they figured out, like the original tech, and then the other one is like the updated, more developed version of it. If I'm to hazard a guess, the reason Aalborg Hospital uses the outdated mode is... yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Diode version is the more updated version. If I had to hazard a guess, the reason Aalborg Hospital uses the outdated version is probably because that's the machinery they have. And I don't know, new laser hair removal machinery just probably isn't in the budget. Because nothing's in the budget. Because that kind of service needs to be slashed in favor of giving tax breaks to the rich. Because that is really the only true measure of the quality of a society, is how little taxes we can make the rich pay. Assess first. Mead for case seal could always be good. Did manage to unload all my mead. That's a decent price for tar, considering I paid spit for it. Oh, that meat is kind of expensive. I can get that cheaper elsewhere. Psychiatric stuff is basically unavailable? Yikes. I have an appointment with my doctor in a couple of weeks' time. Basically find out whether I need to go in for psychiatric evaluation. I hope the answer turns out to be yes. Actively suicidal people? I mean, isn't that basically what happened with that shooter guy? Is he tried to reach out and say he needed help and they couldn't take him in? So instead he shot a bunch of people? That's the version of the story that I heard, at least. I really think I want anything here, so just unloading all my tar was kind of perfect. Happened to you too? Do I want to pick up the furs? Space. I guess I will. I guess I will. There's always a profit at Dune Brereton. Let's get to walking. Adabu, that's down here. Let's just head down there, keep an eye out for any beaver camps, since this area might be pretty much anywhere in Denmark. Yeah, I think I like to keep it just a little bit lighter here than that. Also, it's a tricky subject for me to talk about in public because I don't know how much you are comfortable with me saying, and this is about as public as it gets. Anyone can watch, it's going to be recorded, the VOD is going to be saved, so you know. Hello, boys. I'm here for your taxes. And I don't, because I keep collecting. Either, yeah, true. Do usually try to keep this a fun, chill, lighthearted sort of place. Give me your taxes. Give me your taxes. That's a lot of money. Save here. Aha! Just what I was looking for. Hey, what could be more fun than militarized class-based oppression, right? I mean, I guess that's really a point unto itself, that a lot of things that are objectively awful in real life, to the point where not only do we not want them happening, we don't want them, we don't want to deal with them. To some degree, we don't even want to talk about them because it's uncomfortable. But in fiction, in media, in games, it can still be fun to explore it. That's kind of what fiction does. Like, all the stuff I'm doing in this game, you know, it's fun to paint myself as the bad guy and ha ha ha, I'm killing the peasants. But like, this is so much against my real life beliefs. Some religious aspect of questions here. Fun to play the bad guy. Yeah. Nice chainmail. Hope you drop that after I kill you. Classic character. But with characters like that, I mean, you can say she's objectively horrible, and you know the character better than me. You might very well be right, but you also have to take in account their environment, the world they're in. In many ways, in modern Western society, many of our values are based in luxury. We have the luxury of condemning a lot of viewpoints and a lot of actions that at other times in other places people didn't have the luxury of rejecting those ideas, even though they are bad, and were perhaps really forced to embrace those ideas or viewpoints or actions in order to survive. Change. 5 days now. So it's like it's a character arc, almost like a coming of age, having her eyes open to the realities of the world. But I mean, just something like blind faith. Blind anything is bad, but again, it's a lot, I feel like it's a lot more, how do I phrase this well? I have a lot more understanding and sympathy for faith in a world where gods are actually real. Where gods are actually objectively, provably real. Rather than basically, oh, someone wrote down what schizophrenic people said in the Bronze Age. Paladin of Saloon. Saloon, is that the Elven Moon Goddess? Or am I remembering that wrong? That it? Yeah, that was it. I'll leave the rest, I think. Fiddler completed. Well, that was my 2 missions. Goddess coming. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, one thing I haven't really kept track of is what they're doing with settings in 4th edition. Because, you know, I don't actually give a crap about any of the actual published settings. I do have to say, from what I hear, it does sound like, even though all the settings have different things setting them apart, I feel like there's a kind of conformity creeping into official D&D. Whenever I hear about stuff in the various settings, it all sounds kind of samey. It's all like, it's basically every setting that isn't Forgotten Realm it's like Forgotten Realms, but with this twist. Like, they're all part of the same spheres thing, they all have the Spelljammer thing now, they all have the same gods, yada yada yada. So I feel good in my decision to focus on my own stuff. Oh, that is a lot of young warriors. That's the thing, just that there is like a blanket definition for how the entire cosmos with all the settings functions. I hate that. I hate that the settings can't be their own separate thing that has nothing to do with the others. It's been there since 2nd edition. Then it definitely hasn't been as prevalent. Basically only explained in Spelljammer. But that's the thing though. Back then, they were all different settings and then they might have a connection. Now, they're all separate areas of the same setting. At least that's how it feels to me. Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms are different the same way two different countries in Forgotten Realms are different. What's this? Oh, that's just my army. Alright, I see the stretch thing. Tulkri. It's good to just get up, move around a bit. Thank you for that redemption. That actually really loosened up quite nicely. Oh, but it's because it's just echoes of the same thing in different worlds. It's... fuck off. Talk to him. Do his treasure. His taxes, I would say. The other task? Yes. Chase down. Yeah, it all just feels... I think what I'm trying to say here is it all feels too homogenized now. It feels like everything's the same with a different coat of paint, which it didn't feel like before. And I wasn't particularly fond of established deity or established settings even before. The only D&D setting I've really loved, I mean, I loved the Dragonlance books, but I was never that interested in playing or running a game in that setting. The only D&D setting that really gripped me ever was Dark Sun. And it just so happens it is probably the one that is the most different from the others. Yeah, I agree with that. Dragonlance is a good backdrop for the books. I'm not really interested in it as a gaming setting. Nobody's here. Oh wait, I could talk to the soldiers. Your lord. To Hulstad, all the way down there, huh? I guess we're traveling south. Oh wait, let's go further north. Let's see if we can catch... I think that was Siegfried, so let's see if we can catch Halfdan. Both like and hate. Guild Pact, also setting in deity. Guild Pact, is that the name for the Magic the Gathering setting? that I can do. How does Halfdan feel about me currently? Okay. So it's Siegfried Agantiersen I really need to try and mend fences with, because he's kind of around 0 for me. But I'm looking pretty good for both Jarl's Bagsec and Jarl's Halfdan. I mean, for fuck's sake, Penny Arcade. Their fucking joke game about being grifters, trying to grift as much money from each other, and paying fucking licensing fees as material components for using other people's spells. That's also an official D&D setting. It's different, at least. But yeah, now they're all just, you know, it's all just different branches on the same tree. I bet you magic works the same in every one of the settings now as well. And I don't know, I guess that just kind of grates on my... I don't know, the way I use D&D to express creativity, because I don't think I've ever made a D&D setting, and I've made many, where I didn't take the time to define exactly what magic is and how it works. Ah, just whom I was looking for. -4. Damn it. Feels like the only task he'll give me is raiding monasteries. It sucks because we saw last time what happens when you raid too many monasteries. Suddenly all of England, all of the UK, all of Great Britain and Ireland is what I should say, suddenly hates you and you're not welcome anywhere, and I don't want that. Yeah, current D&D doesn't seem to be big on restraint. It seems to work on the philosophy that limiting players takes away their fun, so all players should be allowed to do everything all the time, everywhere, in any setting, in any campaign, regardless. That's the impression I get. And maybe I'm an old school grognard, power-mad control freak, but I like to frame my games through limiting what's available and what's appropriate in it. But hey, maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I'm not the one who's running a wildly successful gaming franchise. I just know that what I do works for me and for the people I play with. It's not really good meat prices, is it? No, I don't like. Well, you say some specials. There are no specials anymore. Nothing special. Everything is generic. Everything is default assumption. Which, you know, if you want to run a game where, I don't know, tieflings are as normal as humans, cool, by all means do so. But it just feels like that's the standard now, and that feels wrong. Time to try and sneak into Dorestad again, you mad prophet. Oh, I lost some soapstone. Due to certain settings. Alright, save here. Split. Do that later. I shouldn't have saved. I should save after this instead of before. I don't have to do this if something goes wrong, so I'm gonna do that. Save after this. Oh my god, I have 20. Actual cavalry charge. Save now. Alright, let's go sell all our iron and wool to Dorestad. Hopefully not run into any bandits along the way. Oh, stupid Franks. Really? Get off the bridge. Really spotting me. Okay. That went to shit. Because of those thieving Franks. The mount. That doesn't happen again. Yeah, they went the other way this time. Oh, I came down too fast. Too fast and they spotted me. Dark yet. What the fuck just happened? make it? Yeah, we made it. Trading. I want to take. Oh. Ooh, you're loaded. Okay, we're gonna get to sell everything. Oh god, I have so much more wool. I hadn't seen that. Oh, it actually works out perfectly. And now, we leg it. To the boats and save. It's early morning in December. We have a message to deliver, but I think it's gotten so late that I'm going to save and call it here.